Okay, so again, there's no b term, so we added 25 to both sides, and now I have to find x squared. Some number squared gives me 25, so I'm going to find the square roots. And remember, we have two numbers, positive 5 or negative 5. So I plug those both in, we get that. All right. So now down here, how would we be able to isolate x squared? What would we have to do, Joe? Beautiful. Divide by negative 3. So we get x squared equals 9. And square root, x is going to equal plus or minus 3. Okay. For our purposes right now, they're usually going to be perfect squares. If they're not, you're going to get a calculator out and you'll calculate the perfect, non-perfect square and round to the 10th, unless it said the 100th. Later on, in like 2 weeks, we'll start simplifying the radical. Then you can't just use a calculator. You have to use your brain. So over here, what would I do for this guy? Winston? Good. Oh dear, remember we're going to be in no solution because we can't square root negative 9. That'll be not a real number. Anybody know what that would be though? What is it going to be, Winston? Very good, plus or minus 3i. Those are fun. Okay, what do we think we have to do for 4? How would I isolate that, Joe? Beautiful. So I get x squared equals 100. And now I'm going to find the square root. And x is going to equal plus or minus 10. Okay. A two-stepper or a multi-step, something in the vertex form. Just kind of the same deal. I'm going to add 20. 3x squared equals 808. Divide by 3. 36. I'm going to square root that, square root, and x would equal plus or minus 6. Okay. Over here, we're going to subtract 13. 2, 6, 1. Divide by 2. I get 81, and then we're going to find the square roots. So x would equal plus or minus 9. The next two are a little bit, they're more of our special cases. We have to solve a little bit deeper with these. So how do you think I want to isolate this whole parentheses. So how do I tell this 4 to go onto the other side? Divide by 4. Okay. And then to get rid of the square, we're going to take the square root. Okay. So I'm going to have plus or minus 5 equals x plus 2. So now I have to set this up into two different problems. I have to have x plus 2 equals 5 and x plus 2 equals negative 5. So subtract 2. So x can equal 3 or x can equal negative 7. So you have to set that up using an extra step. Again, if this wasn't a square root though, I'll show you what you do in a second. It's not a perfect square, it'll look a little different. So here we're going to divide by 5. I'm going to get x plus 1 squared equals 4. And square root, plus or minus 2 equals x plus 1. So I get 1 equals 2, x plus 1 equals negative 2. So I'm going to get x equals 1 and x equals negative 3. So if by chance you were solving and they don't come up, so like say you had like x plus 1 equals the square root of, I don't know, like 73. Okay, so what that would look like is your final answer would be x minus 1 plus or minus the square root of 73. So if it's not a perfect square, you guys can leave it for right now. You can leave it like that. Or you can calculate that out and round it to the nearest tenth, if you so desire.